Hello, everyone, and welcome back. In this episode, I'm doing something a little different because I wanted to start spotlighting some of my amazing students, my amazing clients, their stories, their transformations, to see what is possible for you ultimately, right? And part of my own soul plan and mission as a teacher is to bring through the next waves of intuitives, the next wave of healers, the next wave of soul-led leaders in whatever aspect they are meant to go into. And those people that have come into this life with a very specific purpose, which is usually awakened in the work that we do together. So that is part of my mission. And I really want to hold the spotlight on those amazing people that I am so fortunate and thankful to get to work with and get to call friends every single day. It's just amazing. And helping them to not just only open their gifts, but their connection to spirit, their connection to their soul plan, and for them to step into their soul work, which is what I like to call it, their soul work. And one of those amazing clients is the lovely Rebekah. So Rebekah's worked with me in my private coaching as well as a student in the Rebel Psychic School. So who better to get on the podcast than her? So welcome, Rebekah. So lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much, Gillian, or who I refer to as Mama Bear, because
Yeah,
you
I've been
literally
I've been
are
coined I've been coined Mama Bear, and I'll take
a
it.
spiritual Mama Bear.
Spiritual Mama Bear. I love that.
Yeah.
So feel free to give everyone a little bit of an introduction to who you are, maybe how you came into my world. How did you even start working with me? Is a good place to start, probably.
Yeah, beautiful. So I have always been a spiritual being, feeling completely out of place on this planet. I grew up in New Zealand. I have been in Sydney for almost half, well, in Australia, I should say, for almost half of my life. And for the last 8 or so years, spirituality has always been at the forefront and something that I've chosen to invest my time, money, energy into developing. During COVID, I had a spiritual teacher that was more around like manifestation and that love and light kind of aspect. And during that season was when I started to understand energy a lot more. I started to kind of have this desire to learn more and more and realize that there was no turning back. And she was a teacher who I have so much respect for, and I wanted to keep learning underneath, but she told me that she wasn't the right person for me. And at the time, I remember being a little bit disheartened, being like, but what do you mean? But in hindsight and being able to reflect back now, I completely understand why she wasn't the right teacher for me. And it was around 18 months ago that I was scrolling on Instagram and a mutual contact of us shared your page. And I just remember seeing you and being like, who is this baddie? I need to know more.
I love that.
And I don't even think I messaged you. I'm pretty sure I just booked a session with you straight away for that week. And I just knew that I had to invest money with you and that there was something more to it, but I had no idea what it was. And at this stage, I had been running my own recruitment agency for maybe 12 months. I was living in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. I had built this life around me that I thought was a life that I wanted to be living until I realized it was not. And ever since working with you, I have flipped my whole life upside down in all aspects. And we're 18 months down the track, and I have never been so spiritually aligned in my adult life.
Yeah, beautiful. And it is, and these are the things, it's like when you know that person is for you, it's like so many of my clients say that they're like, I found you on my podcast or my Instagram, and it's like I just knew I had to book something. I knew I had to work with you. It's just like it's that I call it that soul recognition. And you know, as me and Beck have found, we've had many lifetimes together. There's that soul familiarity, and this is the case. It's like I truly believe that every single one of my clients that come and choose to work with me we have soul contracts together. Like this is it's just the way it is. And yeah, that's just why I always say it's like any of my clients, my private clients or my students in the Rebel Psychic School, they pretty much become friends because it's like it's just this familiarity of like, oh my God, you guys are amazing and my people, right? It's like is that finding your people, I think is such a big thing, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one thing that I got out of the containers that we have with you is aligned friendships, because part of my collapse was also the collapse of people around me and really close people with me. And I knew that the friendships that I was to build from this needed to be soul aligned friendships with people that could speak the language of spirituality, energy, aliens,
Yeah.
out of planet activity, where it wasn't like I was the outcast anymore. And we have our little rebel group of gals,
Yeah.
and it's magic. Like, you're not going to find those people working in recruitment 9 to 5.
Yeah. And that's actually what I love about you guys. Some of the students from my last launches of the Rebel Psychic School, they even though there were two different launches, they've come together in we all have like this group chat basically. And the support and the friendships that I've seen you guys make together is actually so friggin' heartwarming because this journey can be very lonely. And like you said, it's, when we go through a spiritual evolution, when we go through big identity shifts, a lot of things that suffer are our relationships because we realize that we are out of sync with the life, the job, the partner, the friendships that once were home to us, once were familiar, because we are evolving, we are changing so much that it can be like a whole, like everything just collapses, right? And I know that was the case for you, right? It's like you changed relationship, friends, job, like everything all at once, and that's what can happen. So finding your tribe is just, it's so beautiful to witness all of you guys just, I mean, this chat just goes off. Like I can't keep up with this chat, honestly. They're just doing their thing and I'm like, Mama Bear's got it. I'll dip in when I need to dip in. But it's just so nice to see these friendships that have come out from you guys having similar experiences and sharing the experiences of being in the Rebel Psychic School. Like that's the beautiful thing, is the container that brought you guys together. And I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're all so different. And in the outside world, we probably wouldn't have joined together at all.
Yeah.
Like, it would have never happened, especially we're all global for one aspect, but even our gifts and our abilities are so unique. And the way that we spend our spare time is completely different. That there's no way that we would have become friends outside of this. But the support that we have for each other is unbreakable because we've all gone through the darkness, but also experienced the joy on the other side of this expansive work that we do. And the alignment is undeniable when like the chat pops off.
Literally. They're like, sorry, Gillian. I'm like, don't even know what's in this chat anymore. So yeah, no, I love that. And I feel like that was almost like this beautiful byproduct that I saw come from the mentorship in the program, is their friendships that actually get formed. And 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 actually, what has that given you, like in terms of your own development, your own psychic development, your own development into now you starting your own spiritual business? How has having the community and the friendships that you've made from being in this program supported that?
In so many ways.
Yeah.
Um, the obvious way is a soundboard, because no matter what you're experiencing, they have some level of understanding towards it. There's no judgment, there's no ego. It's literally just a safe space to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
They're also really great guinea pigs. Like, there's no manual for this work. There's no university that's going to teach you the correct practices of what works for you. It's your own language, it's your own abilities, your own gifts that you have to learn how to work with them. And by having safe people that are willing to sit in devotion and in ritual with you to try things out is priceless. because you know that they're not there to judge you or that they're going to have anything negative to say, and that they can give you the feedback and the positivity that comes with it. And with all of them having such different gifts, we can work together and harmonize
Mm-hmm.
in a really unique way, that each session that we do together is its own evolution of your spiritual gifts as one, but also as a collective. And we get to learn so much from each other. Like, one of the women, she's a medium. Like, she sees so much. And that's not one of my gifts. Like, my
I mean,
clairvoyance.
it is, but like, but we have preferences.
Yeah, clairvoyance isn't a gift that I use frequently, and it's not one of my dominant senses. So to be able to learn from the way that she sees, feels, and understands things can put into perspective, if I am given some level of clairvoyance, that there is a new way to decipher it. And those kind of aspects help you develop your gifts and learn the language, because you're almost like exchanging the manuals between each other.
Yeah.
And you can't do that by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
And I also, with the collapse that I experienced, I also said goodbye to Sydney, which was my home for over 10 years. So I left behind a partner, animals, and all of the core friends that I had established since I moved to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And my lifestyle now is very nomadic.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to have people that are always there for you, not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, is probably the best part. The second best part about doing this program, because obviously the development is number one.
Totally, totally. So speaking of the development piece, before we work together, like how would you describe your intuitive or your psychic abilities? Like where were you? Where were you confused? Where were you stuck? Where were you doubting yourself? And ultimately, like what's the transformation been? Like from A to where you are now, how would you describe that? Because again, this is the beautiful thing about the Rebel Psychic School and working collectively. Like Beck says, everyone has their unique gift and how that works. So there's no one of my clients or students that work exactly the same. And we all have unique soul roles. We all have niches that of how we're meant to use our gifts. This is what I call soul roles. And Beck's gone a very, very distinctive way in comparison to everyone else, right? Like everyone has a very distinct marker on what their soul role is and how they're meant to use their gifts and what their gifts are. So what does that look like for you from like A, before we even work together, to B, where you are now?
Mm-hmm. So let's go back to young me. So
Okay.
me as a toddler.
We're going right back.
We're going right, because this context will make sense to my gifts now.
Yeah.
So as a toddler, I'm one of five. I've always had people around me, but I spent a lot of time by myself, and I didn't learn to speak the language of English until I went through therapy, and I was like 5 or 6 before I could actually put sentences together that were English, because I was speaking another language. I was speaking my own unique, now knowing of light language. But at that age, like my mum didn't know what to do with me. I was just gibbering off in my own little world, doing whatever I wanted without any attachment.
From a different planet, literally.
I'm literally from a different planet. I am an alien in human form. Like
100%.
And even when I started primary school, I would write about aliens every single day until they told me I wasn't allowed to do it. So I learned at a very young age that it wasn't safe to be communicating my native tongue, essentially. And then I had always been a really psychic child, and I would give messages to my parents growing up that would always come to fruition, and they'd always listen to me. And then I moved overseas, obviously, and in my 20s, it was non-existent. To an extent, there were things that would happen, and I know that things would happen. My intuition was always there. I've never been not trusting in that voice or put in a situation that is extremely dangerous. And I believe that that's my team in spirit. I'm always really protective, and I always have been really protected. But I remember when this fascination came with astrology, and I started learning more about astrology and natal charts and this whole world that comes with it. This it's a completely different language again than this. And I did my first course during COVID around manifestation and magic and energy. And then it was like this resonance came with this, and it came to me really easily. The language came with an easy understanding. Astrology is something that I have never formally done training, but the amount that I know is a lot. And it's forever developing.
Yeah.
And then I started to meditate at this time, and I learned Vedic meditation, and that I guess is kind of the gateway drug to a lot of spiritual development, and that became my daily non-negotiable. Then journaling came in, affirmations came in, like intentionally manifesting things. And then I was manifesting free overseas holidays and apartments and friendships. And I've always manifested friendships without realizing that I was doing it in hindsight. But it made me realize that there is magic so much more than what we are taught. And Spirit had always gave me the number 33. And I knew that 33 was a really pivotal year for me. Not like, yes, it's an angel number and it has its own power behind it, but that was the year that I knew I had to make changes. And that's when I discovered you. We did our one-on-one coaching for 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was so delusional in what I would expect to happen in that 3 months' time in hindsight. But I think that is for a lot of people, they go into this work thinking that after 3 months, they're going to be able to channel and do psychic readings or whatever it is that they're looking to do. And that 3 months was essentially building the foundation and clearing the junk that I have carried for so many years.
Yeah.
Not just, and like a lot of mine is ancestral. I'm the chain breaker for generations, and my heritage is so mixed, and there's so many cultures that come together in New Zealand as it is, that there's this level of indigenous that's connected to it, but as well there's so much other crap that comes with people that immigrate to countries that were not supposed to be white or prominently white. And so we did those 3 months worth of work. We built the foundation, cleared the crap. There was one session that we went to the Seven Sisters constellation, and was the first time that I had openly channeled Atlas, who's the mother of the Seven Sisters. And I guess there was no turning back from that point. From there, my spoken, written, light language and physical, because I can use my hands with light language, has come on. My ability for psychic readings is complete. The channel's completely there. I have the ability to heal with my light language or activate. I have the ability not just for myself, but for other people, for the sitters, for family, for the people within the Psychic Rebel School, the sisterhood that it's there. I shaved my head because the aliens told me to. Like, my galactic fam have instructed every single pivotal shift for me in this journey, that it is just a point of surrender. And I've come to a point to realize that, yes, this is my life and I'm living a human experience, but everything that I do experience, live, and embody isn't just for me, but it's also for my galactic home and the teachings that they receive from my embodiment and everything that I do. And that realization kind of changed everything for me, because I realized that I'm not doing this for just me. I'm doing it for the collective that I impact in the human world and earth, but also in everything that we can't see. My mission is so much greater than staying small or working a 9 to 5 corporate and not embodying all of this.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And would you say that's the thing that clicked most for you that you weren't expecting?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, I've never felt at home on Earth.
Yeah.
Even when I'm back in New Zealand, it doesn't truly feel like home. And that first regression that we did when I traveled to the Seven Sisters was the first time that I'd ever had this feeling of being at home. And I remember saying out loud, like, Atlas is home. And this like vibration within my body came. Yeah, I
Mhm.
got goosebumps
Yeah.
too. And I remember telling my friend about it and just being so in awe about how by just closing your eyes and connecting, you can find so much more about yourself that is beyond what anyone can tell you. And in the right hands of the facilitator or the teacher being you, and we'd had already bought so much safety and healing that this was like a huge leap, because the frequency that comes with connecting to anything galactic is so much greater than, say, archangels or anything on this realm, that it wouldn't have been possible if I wasn't in the right container or with the right teacher, because of what is actually energetically required to sit in that space. So from that point, everything changed, even in regards to what I thought I would be doing with helping the collective
Hmm.
versus what my gifts actually are to help the collective.
So talk
And
about that. What did you think you were going to be doing versus what do you now know that
oh,
you're supposed to be doing?
I honestly thought that it would just be like I did psychic readings for people, whether it like just that really generic, like I'm going to go see an intuitive.
Yep.
Maybe create some like workshop to teach people around like energy or connecting to spirit or something like that,
Hmm.
which I do believe that I will teach that in its own unique way. That's not that typical, like I'm a psychic medium that's going to teach you how to connect with passed on loved ones. It always comes through with more, um because the wisdom that the galactic have is like no other, and I am a portal of that wisdom.
Yeah.
And that is, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that, and that is where my calling sits, far beyond just doing psychic readings.
And this is what I mean. This is the beauty of it. Like everyone has a unique soul path and a unique soul role, a unique soul mission, how they're meant to be working with their gifts, who they're meant to serve. You have soul contracts with those people that you're meant to serve, the information that's supposed to come down. There are some people that are, that have come from this program that are, amazing, like, shamanic healers and mediums. That's like their niche. You've gone down this galactic light language route. There's other people that are channeling the goddesses for their divine feminine and to heal the feminine lineage. It's so cool to see the roles that opening up your unique gifts and learning to speak to spirit in the way that you were meant to, where that takes you. And I can only liken it to the years that I spent in recruitment and having my own recruitment company. And I was like, that's what I would do, from, building my own teams to scaling other people's teams to upskilling people to helping them find their soul work, right? Like, not this level of soul work, but, a career, a niche, something that they can use their gifts, their talents, and their skills that is so uniquely them, where they can monetize that, obviously. I'm like, oh my God, I can see why I spent my time doing that, because now with the Rebel Psychic School, this is also what I get to do, is to help the people that are ready for this to build the talents and the skills and the passion that is so uniquely theirs and build their whole soul role out of this, because it's a unique role. And yours is to channel the galactics, which that is not for everyone. That is not the role that everyone has chosen.
It's not the role. And like, it's definitely not the easiest path to have either, because a lot of people don't necessarily accept it. Even in the spiritual community, people aren't accepting light language as something. They see it as, like, because it's so unique in all aspects. It's not understandable. Um, but when I think about my career in recruitment, I used to always say that my product were people, and understanding people is where our value came from. And now that's exactly what you do in spiritual mentorship, is you're understanding people, because you're understanding their energy, you're understanding the good, bad, and the ugly that come with them on more than just what you can physically see. And that's what recruitment always was to me, was to understand candidate or client's perspective and truly what they needed to find that perfect match. So it makes a lot of sense to why we end up in the spiritual work,
Mm.
because we are literally still working with people, but it's just on a
Full
much
level.
way cooler level,
Way
like
cool.
way more magical.
I know, I know. What do you think is the biggest internal shift that you've experienced whilst going through this process or working with me?
I One huge part is the death of the ego. Um, I never really classed myself as a super egotistic person, but ego lives within all of us.
Yeah.
And being able to identify a place of ego versus desire, or desire versus destiny, like that is huge, because you are able to kind of pause before you react or respond now, versus like the ego is always wanting to be in the driver's seat. Like, she thinks that she's a bad bitch and she can do whatever she wants, where the reality is that she's not. She doesn't deserve to be in the front seat.
Mm.
Um, and with the collapse of ego comes with the collapse of your whole identity, because you're essentially rebuilding this new version of who you are. And to rebuild that new version of yourself, you have to look at the darkness, or the parts of you, the shadow parts of you that exist, and accept them, and not necessarily change them, because you can't change a lot of your shadow work, but to know where that comes from, and to choose to do things differently or within harmony of that, and not allowing the shadow to lead you.
Mm. Yeah.
I also like it, all parts of me have changed, but the way that I treat myself is with so much more love and respect than ever before. And to allow the emotions to do what they want to do, or to be the way that you need to be in that moment, and to give myself grace and not expect myself to push through because that's what I've always been told to do. So the permission slip to be, I guess it's the permission slip to be your most authentic self,
Mhm.
like in all ways. But with this work, you are constantly reinventing yourself. It doesn't, it's like it's a lifetime devotion.
Yeah. Lifetimes of devotion.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Lifetime. Even the simplicity of like, say your daily meditation practice, being grounded and connected and protected, like that becomes so ingrained in who, or has become so ingrained in who I am today, that it almost becomes part of your personality, but it's not.
Mhm.
And that comes with the death of the ego, right? Because before you'd think that you can walk through anywhere bulletproof. And then when you start to understand energy, you've got to realize that you're protecting your energy comes at a far greater cost to you than if you're not. And you've got to accept it for what it is, instead of trying to stay with who you were.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is a big thing, like going through a spiritual awakening, opening up your gifts, and you had a calling, right? Like there's people that come into the program and they're not necessarily going to do this work as in be a psychic or a medium or a channeler, but they're meant to use this in their lives, right? With their relationships or with the career that they already have, to live a soul-led life, to be able to trust their intuition and make the steps that are in alignment with what is fulfilling and satisfying for them. So it works in so many different ways, and that's the beauty of this stuff. It's like some people will go through huge ego deaths, some people will go through huge identity shifts, and some people will open their gifts and integrate it into like a life that they already have, right? But I mean, that life will always change because we are here to evolve. But opening up your channeling gifts, open up your psychic gifts, opening up your healing gifts helps you to have the tools to evolve in a way that is in true alignment, right? It's like it's I always say these gifts are like our compass, because shit happens, right? Like we go through challenges. No one grows unless we take risks. And sometimes when those risks, sometimes we don't have clarity on transitional periods. So having a connection to spirit or having information that we can channel in those times of challenge or in those times of uncertainty is so powerful. And like this, I feel like this is one of the biggest things that I know that I've got from doing this work. So like, how has that worked for you? Like, how is your ability to channel spirit guides, to get like decisive, like conversational information fully channeled through, details coming through? How is your psychic readings? How is your healing work helped you do that? And how has that evolved because of like doing the work that we've done because of the program?
Oh, I feel like each day it evolves more. I want to start by saying that in the world that we live in now, I think it's more valuable than ever for people to learn this. I believe this should be taught in schools, but I think with the noise and the chaos and the loudness that comes with our opening to see the whole world, that this is really grounding and this centers you. And it is such an innate power that no one gets to see, but you get to hold, that everyone should learn it. Like, even if 50% of the world learned it, we would be a much kinder consciousness, and we would, in all aspects, the world would change.
Mhm.
Um, so I hope that my story can inspire people, because my gifts have gone from sensations in the body of like, don't turn that way, go this way, and then finding out that there'd been a car accident, or um, I remember when I worked in recruitment, I knew that I was going to get fired from a job, but Spirit had told me weeks before, if not months before it happened. And when it all came to fruition, it was like I knew it before I woke up that day that it was happening. So those inklings give you like the trust muscle starts to build. But then you like, in every single decision that I make in my day, I probably 90% of the time have connected with spirit to ensure that I'm in alignment. And that comes from what to wear, what am I going to eat today, intuitive walks, going for a walk and just my intuition telling me if I turn left, right, or continue straight. And you get to discover so much magic in this way, because you essentially are walking through life with your best friend who has only love and hope that you create greatness every single day. They have your best intentions for you, and they're never going to steer you wrong unless you're not listening to the true message that they hold for you, unless you're trying to go against what they're saying. And I have learned to surrender so much more in this process to what they have to say in all regards. I now have the ability to have a full conversation like what you and I are having with team and spirit, and that's not just my higher self, that is my galactic family, goddess Isis. I could have this conversation with any archangel or master guide. My ability to channel, if I'm channeling verbally in English,
Mhm.
I can now channel for like 45 minutes to an hour and time collapses, and I can to hold that energy for so much longer than what I could previously do. So your energy capacity and how long you can sit in channel or sit connected grows and grows and grows the more that you practice, and it doesn't drain you as much. The art that I create and my ability to channel light language into art form has been something that
Mhm.
pretty much turned on overnight. I um it's the magic that comes from these moments of clarity, and then you reflect on how far you've come. You go, oh, so I used to like know not to turn down that street or that I'm going to get fired from a job, where now I can literally get guidance on every single step of my path, not just my paths, the people around me. I know that if someone's going through hardship, by just tuning into their energy, I can connect with other people's spirit guides and give them something that they may have never had before. Um, and you're giving so many people the permission slip to do this work by showing the embodiment that you have. Like if I'm eating a meal at a restaurant, I'm muscle testing what I'm eating to what my body needs before I say anything. If I am um, going to put out an offering to receive clients from, that is completely channeled from my team and spirit, word for word. I'm not in my body in these moments. Like, so your best friend literally walks beside you with the best intentions. You just have to listen, and you have to take action in what they give you,
Yeah.
even if you don't want to.
Yeah. And oftentimes you're like, huh? What do you mean I've got to do this? That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. That's
Yeah.
like logically, no, but this is how we make big moves.
Huge moves. Like even we talk about me shaving my head. How we were talking about that for months.
Yeah.
Spirit wouldn't move on from that topic. If I was connected to spirit, it didn't matter who it was. They wouldn't let go of this topic until I did it. And as soon as I did it, my whole ability to channel and my crown chakra and like it opened up
Mm-hmm.
tenfold. It was probably the biggest leap in my gifts that I'd experienced by just taking one action step from the guidance that I'd received. On the physical, it has a huge impact on my appearance, but it didn't actually have an impact. Like it was the spiritual impact that is where the real juice and magic comes from. And
Yeah.
it's just learning to listen and to do it anyway.
Literally, literally. Yeah. I mean, this is why how I ended up shutting down my seven-figure recruitment business. And it's like, I was like, okay, guys, if you really want me to do this, like they were making me so uncomfortable to still be there. It's like, if I'm gonna shut down everything that I've ever known, everything that I've ever built over the last 7.5 years to go and do this spiritual thing, like you better fucking catch me. And they're like, bitch, it's time. Like, it's been time. Come on. And I'm like, okay. And this is the thing. It's like we when we have that connection to spirit, it's just like me giving you advice or you giving me advice. It's we get that tangible, detailed, step-by-step information and advice for every single thing that we need to know. And this is there when we can give that to other people as well. So, I mean, before, like, you can now do so many things, right? You can tap into people's blocks, you can tap into people's past lives, you can tap into their spirit guides, you can channel the higher realms for them, you can do light language healing, you can do energy work now. There's literally so many things that have opened up for you in the space of when I first met you to where you are now. And it's
Yeah,
just,
which is probably about like 18 months,
yeah.
which isn't actually that long when you think about it.
No, no, it's not. And this is the thing. It's like mastery takes time, right? People want things now, 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 now. Mastery takes time, right? You cannot be a master overnight. And there's certain things that we have to work through. There are certain things that are in divine timing, that we have to step through portals of our own work, of our own healing, of our own evolution for more things to open up. But having the framework and having the tools and the guidance and the support as your gifts start to awaken up and understand how your gifts actually work is the framework. Because this is the thing, right? You can be intuitive as fuck, but if you don't have the training, the support, the method, the framework to be able to and the energy healing, because we got to clear some of our blocks. A lot of us have blocks when we're trying to open our gifts or when we're trying to step into our next evolution. The self-doubt, the fear, all these things from our past lifetimes, our ancestral that we carry down the generations, our childhood. All of that has to be a component for us to truly step into the what we're really here for, right? And I feel like that's the beauty of having something like the Rebel Psychic School, because it gives you the structure, the support, the framework, to be able to become the rebel that you're supposed to be. And this is why I call it the Rebel Psychic School, because it's like I can give you the tools, I can give you the framework, I can give you the method, but it's like you're here to use that in your own complete journey. And that's the thing that have loved seeing with everyone, is how everyone is so unique. And it's something I bang on about all the time, because I'm like, this is the rebel, right? Is the unique, like we're unique. There's no one like you. There's no one like me. There's no one that's experienced the things that you have. There's no one that's here to do the work that you are. You are your beautiful, unique essence. I just give the framework, the training, and the support for that to come into fruition, for it to bloom
Yeah,
like.
100%. And what it actually does is it then allows the person going through the course to create their own manual that works for them, because that's what we need. And you're not going to learn that manual unless you're doing it. So it's not going to happen overnight. And a lot of people on this journey they are in such a rush for that next piece, but the next piece isn't going to come when you're in a rush, because it always comes in the silence, and it will come all in due time. Divine timing is a real thing. Like in every aspect, divine timing is a real thing. Whether it's the location that you live in, or the people that come into your lives, or the courses that you start, you're doing it at that time for a reason. And what the school provides is the teachings that you can go back to over and over and over again until you learn the mastery of yourself. So if you've like these, even if we just talk about like the different clairs, and there's a video for every single different clairsentience, clairvoyance. If you know, for me, clairsentience comes to me quite naturally. So when I originally watched that, it spoke a language to me that I understood, where the clairvoyance came with a lot of challenge that came into it. And I've gone back and watched it later again after this ability has developed more, and it starts to speak to you in another level of language where you can understand it better, and that you can actually start to put more things into practice. And there's not many programs out there that I've been a part of or that I've seen where you could watch the same video 5 times and still learn so much more from it. And this is just in one aspect of the teaching videos. I'm not even talking about the meditation vault, and that meditation vault is priceless in itself, because when you're going through all of these different initiations and different discoveries, or you're seeking additional information, or you want to connect to a guide that you've never connected to before, that vault literally has a meditation for everything. So I learned that my master teacher guide is Goddess Isis. When I first started doing the work, I would have to listen to that meditation to connect with Isis. When now I can connect with Isis within seconds, like, because I did the work, I sat in devotion, I learned the logic, my logical mind could make sense of what was happening. And then I surrendered to the flow, and then the magic starts.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And this is the beautiful thing of like why I've crafted like all the Virgo in me is like details. They're like is very practical, because I have the self-paced program piece, which is vast. It's like it's now 20 modules worth, right? Because I keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, which has again all the teachings, all the practices, all the meditations. But then on the other side, we've got the live mentorship, which is really invaluable because that's where we all come together. And this is where I teach, this is where I give guidance, this is where I tune into everyone individually. Like, that's the beautiful thing. Some programs are just like, okay, here you go, here's a self-paced course, off you go and do that. That's never going to work because it's like, there's people like you that are going in and doing that work, but it's having the feedback, it's the coming together, it's the seeing how things are working for other people and having that feedback from me and the guidance that is like really the thing I think that like shit moves the needle. And that's why it's like it's a mentorship, it's not just a program, it's a whole mentorship where you're learning so many different things. And even now, when we're still in the advanced piece, it's like learning all the new ways of doing readings, different kinds of readings. Like I really like wanted to give such breadth to the program because again, everyone's here to do something unique. So if I can like bring in all the things that you can do with these gifts, all the different kinds of readings, all the different energy work that you can do, you will find your niche. So it's a living, breathing beast is how
Oh,
it's now.
massive. An entity in itself.
It is. It is.
What I will say about the live calls, though, is I don't think I've ever missed a live call. I think I've shown up every time. For people that are curious about doing this program and choosing to invest in themselves, because you are investing, for some people, it would be the most amount of money they've ever invested in themselves.
Yeah.
When you're investing that much, the devotion that you have for yourself needs to match that investment to get what you are worthy of out of this program. So by showing up to those calls every single week and carving that time out and making your life work around it, because we all can do that. Some people just make excuses, but if it's important to you, you will show up. And those live calls, show up for yourself, show up for the community that you're creating around, show up for the respect that you have for yourself and Gillian, because the magic that you will create in those containers, you will learn so much more than just reading or watching the videos. And then you can take it all back and learn it for yourself. But you're building so much more in those calls. Like, the community that I have built from this course are the people that run those live calls. They are now my soul sisters.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the people that didn't show up.
It's true. It's true. And it is. And it's like anything, right? It's like you either have that calling or you don't ultimately. And it's like the people that are devoted to themselves, devoted to their evolution are the ones who are at the place that you're in right now. It's like you see that and it's beautiful. Like, so with that in mind, like obviously you've worked with other teachers, there was a teacher, like you said, that is like, you're not right for me. What's been the difference for like that you've experienced with working with other teachers or in other courses versus what you've experienced here?
I think the biggest thing that you bring is realism to all aspects. Like, you're going to get slapped with reality every single call, every single course, that there's the bullshit has been swiped. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You're not here to sugarcoat things or to make someone feel a little bit better about themselves, or just be like, just call through Archangel Michael and everything's going to be fine, love and light. Like, and I'm not saying that all teachers are like that, but there is a percentage of people in the spiritual realm that do that work, and they sit in that and they choose to ignore the shadow. And the shadow is where the shift comes from. And you give us permission to sit in the shadow. You give us permission to feel any emotion and the whole range of emotion without judgment. And you need to be in a container with people that make you feel safe to be able to have the development and the growth to come with it. Because if you're not going to be safe, your body's going to sit in fight or flight, and you're not going to retain the information. You're not going to develop any of your gifts and abilities, and you're not going to show up in devotion. You're going to sit there in fear. And we know what fear does to people. And a lot of, from my experience with spiritual teachers, is some of them will embed fear into you on purpose. Maybe they haven't healed it from the corporate world because fear is corporate, or maybe that's their tactic to make you spend more money or to stay with them for longer, and you cut out the crap. Like, what you see is what you get with you in all aspects. You choose to express yourself so authentically that you give the permission to everyone else to do the same. That the diversity in these calls are wild. Like, it's, you're gonna be able to be your most authentic self because you give us the permission to do so.
Yeah.
And in this kind of work, to be successful, you have to be authentic.
Yeah. And that's a huge initiation. It's a huge initiation when you're choosing to do this work, is you can't be anything but. Because spirit will literally slap you in the face and be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like,
yeah, exactly. And they will continue to slap you in the face. That best friend we're talking about, like, they're going to talk to you about all aspects, good, bad, and ugly, and they will bring you back to reality when they need to.
100%. And this is why, like, I am such a realist. Like, this is why I call it the Rebel Psychic School practical magic for the rebel soul, because it is. It's like I have to also make things practical too, right? And it's like we can't live in this fairy land. We have these gifts and we can do amazing, wonderful things with it, but we live in this 3D world and still comes challenges. So it's like we still need to heal and move through things. And that's why, a big part of the program is like doing the energy work, doing the healing work, because we need to have all of it. It's not just like, okay, here's your gifts, you're fine now. It's like, no, hold on a minute. Like there's phases that we need to go through. We need to, like I said, clear the gunk, and then things can start to open, and then give permission to be ourselves, give ourselves permission to be the weird and wonderful, and be fully supported in that. And safety, you like, what's the phrase? You like
Nail on the
on
head.
its head. Yeah, exactly. Like, what made you feel safe to open, like, and trust your gifts and expand? What was it that made you feel safe in these spaces?
Oh, that's such a good question. You and I have this deep remembrance. Our souls remember each other on so many levels that it was instant with us.
Yeah.
Why? It's
Like,
cool. Yeah, we know each other, but I don't know you.
yeah.
And we could have easily met in the world of recruitment, which is the most bizarre, but not bizarre, cosmic aspect of it. My biggest thing, like, if I think about channeling light language, you gave me permission to channel light language, and you and I did it together.
Yeah.
For me to do it in front of someone else was like a completely different thing. Even though the next person I did it for was someone within the container, the fear that I had throughout that whole process, and you were the voice of reason because you could see it in my face, and you were like, but Beck, it's fine. You can do it. It's gonna, you're safe. You are safe in this container. And it's, a lot of the things can be really fucking scary, and the fear will try to override all aspects of you. But when you are in these containers and you experience other people experiencing that shift of fear to completion, or like the activation that comes with it, they're also giving you the permission. So it was important for me to do that, to give them permission, because if I'm not going to do it, then what am I going to expect in return from them? That they're not going to be embodying their full authentic self? Like, I want more people to be this way, not less.
Yeah. I love that. I love that so much. And what kind of support did you get from me or this container that maybe surprised you, that you weren't expecting, or you were just like, fuck, that's amazing?
I think the community piece is a big piece for us now, because it is really a community between us. I have always known that I can ask you any question without judgment, which I think is a big piece because we can talk about anything and everything in human world and outer worlds. And there's not many people that allow that. And also, another thing that I'm going to say about the school is the variety of what you have in the modules is so vast that there's things in there that I didn't even know exist or that were part of this. And there's things that I don't yet have the ability to do so, but at any point I can still learn about it. So it brings through these different people with these different gifts, and we all get to work together, and you make these cosmic families. Yeah. And the cosmic family is invaluable in this work because you don't just find these people walking down the street.
No, you don't.
Because a lot of people, we all start to protect our energy. I spend more time by myself now than I ever have in my whole life.
Girl, same. And it's people that don't understand that. And it's like, guys, this is just, yeah, this is it. Like, I always say, I'm like, I kid you not. I'm like, my friends know if I want to spend physical time with them, they know that I like really, I'm like, I love you. You know, I love you because it feels so much better just to be in my own energy. And that's why having people that absolutely get the things that you're going through is so priceless because you don't feel alone. You feel seen, you feel heard, you feel received when, and that's a big thing I hear all the time from anyone that's moving through any level of awakening, no matter what phase you're at. You could already be a practitioner and you're moving through another phase, right? It's a never ending story. So having those people it is invaluable. It honestly is.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, the course itself, the amount of information in there is huge. Like I've spoken about the meditation vault. That's incredible for people that need to build that foundation, that have the healing, that need to clear the gunk, that want to create the practices. Then you've got all of the video lessons that are like endless. There's so many opportunities for you to expand and learn and discover more about yourself. I've never seen a program like this. I've never been a part of a program like this. Each program that I've been a part of outside of your teachings has been around one specific topic. It's like, or we just do manifestation, or we're just going to learn meditation, or we're just going to learn how to read auras, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Where this is like, I don't even know how many different topics there would be in there that you get to learn from.
A lot.
And it's all in one place.
Yeah. And this is what I realized like over time, and this is why it's a living, breathing library, and I will continue to keep adding more to it and adding more to the live calls. It keeps on building because every iteration is me creating more of what you guys need, right? And that's how it's really been built. Like it's been built on what you guys need in every area. So that's the beautiful thing. It's like anyone, even if you were in the first launch of it, you get access to everything that's there. You get access to all of the updates. You get access to all of the live calls of every other continued enrollment of people. Like there's no like I've been part of other programs, not the spirituality, but other programs that were capped to 12 months. It's like, okay, after the 12 months of mentorship and accessing the self-paced programs, you then need to join again for another 12 months. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's absolutely crazy to me. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to give you guys every single thing for life. It's like, no matter where you are, you can go back to it. You can see the updates. You can see all the other replays and videos of all the other practices and live teachings for every other group that ever goes through this mentorship. And I'm like, why would I be gatekeeping that? That's just absolutely crazy to me.
There's a big piece in this spiritual world is that there will be people that will gatekeep information because of whatever the dialogue is that they're telling themselves, fear, judgment, etc. And our whole mission what I believe our whole mission is when we step into this work and we work as a practitioner is to help heal the consciousness and to come together as one. We want one happy, high vibrational consciousness,
Yeah.
and we can't gatekeep information that way. We are portals of energy healing, of awakening, of possibility, of the death and rebirth. Like we can create so much change when we're given the right platform and the right environments to do so. And we work so hard to get to this point. Everything that we do in our day impacts the work that we do. And there's not many jobs out there because this isn't a job. This is an embodiment. This is part of life. This is an entity that carries within you every single waking moment of every single day and when you're asleep, because galactic astral travel is a whole different realm in itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if we're spending so much time in devotion and we're doing it with such integrity and such purpose, to gatekeep that information isn't collective, isn't bringing the consciousness into a higher vibration. It's like you're almost short circuiting.
Yeah. And and I'm sure people have reasonings for doing that, whether that's a financial thing or whatever it is, but I'm like, my purpose is bigger than that. It's like, how would I give someone this for 12 months when knowing that mastery takes time, right? It's like, why would I then expect someone to buy it again? It's just like, that makes no difference, that no sense to me. And like you said, one of my other students was like, this program is like nothing I've ever seen before. She's like, it's like a one-stop shop of everything because it's energy work, it's healing, it's gift development, it's past lifetimes, it's learning all these different ways to do your unique thing. It's like it's nervous system work. It's literally channeling, translate. I mean, it literally is everything. And she was like, "Oh, where did you learn that?" And I'm like, "Girl, I learned that through training in 11 different modalities that no one actually told me how to do all of this together. That is something that's been channeled through what I have realized was stopping me and my own level of growth and my own lived experience and what spirit was channeling through me was like, you need all of these components. It's like you cannot build your gifts if you don't have the foundational energy work. You cannot step into the next level of visibility and start your business in your soul work, especially doing something like language, if you're still holding on to fear visibility, fear of speaking your truth, like all of these channels need to be cleared and opened. This is why you're right, there's so much in the program because it needs to be there. It's like it's there's some people that are like, oh, here's a program in like 4 weeks or something, learn to be. I'm like, what do you mean 4 weeks? This is crazy. I was like, you cannot master anything in 4 weeks. And this is why now even the mentorship is expanded from when even we did it. The
Mm.
live mentorship is now 9 months of weekly. So that's involving teaching, structure, practice, healings, plus also the program too. So it's just, yeah, like I said, it's just a continual expansion of like, okay. And it's really being built on what do you need? What do my clients need? What do my soul clients truly need in this moment? And how can I facilitate that? That is basically where this offering has come from. And that's it. So this is an offering that is built on the energy of who I know is ready for this program, ready for this initiation, ready for this evolution of their soul. Because it
Yeah,
really,
the expansion. And to be honest, like 9 months of weekly calls, I get to see you now like 3 times a month.
yeah,
And like I feel truly blessed to see you 3 times a month because this is the most I see you at I think since we started working together.
yeah,
But to be able to sit in devotion with you once a week, the value in that alone is like you can't put a price on that.
yeah.
Like anyone to go and to go into this practice and to choose themselves for 9 months and to sit with you for an hour-ish.
Girl, it's never an hour. It's never
It's
an hour.
never
What
an
do you
hour.
mean? It's like 90 minutes, 2 hours a second. Or way
But
too long an hour.
to be in your energy and to learn your frequency and to be given the permission that you provide people, like that in itself is worth the cost of the program. And then you get everything else with it.
Yeah.
Like,
For
I
life.
kind of wish I got to do 9 months with you.
For
Mine was short, way shorter, but then also I we've done 18 months worth of work. So
Yeah.
like
And
I've
what you're doing now with me, in the advanced stuff is what I'm putting into the program. So it's
yeah,
like everything that you're still doing is part of the program now. So it's like you are still getting all of
yeah,
it.
absolutely. And who knows,
You're my
maybe they
guinea
make
pig.
what was that?
Said you're my guinea pig.
Yeah, I was just about to say I'm your guinea pig. And who knows, I may make an appearance in the next initiation anyway, because you never get
Mhm.
rid of me.
Well, this is a beautiful thing. This is the what I am here to support. It's like all of my amazing past students that are doing this work is like, how can I bring them into the program? How can I bring them into my business? How can I, that's really what I know I'm here to do is I'm here to build the skill set, build the talent, carve them, support them in building their business, and be able to support them being a part of mine somehow. Like this is kind of what's shaping up. So yes, I you'll be invited into doing something in the program for sure. I'm actually even bringing some of your channeled art as well. I think feel it like that's going to be part of it too. So she's never leaving.
Yeah, no, you're stuck with me. We knew that from the moment that we met, though, that this was a reuniting of souls for this lifetime and more to come.
That's it. For sure.
Um,
For sure.
one thing I will say around like this whole spiritual piece is that a lot of people are starting to feel like the market has been saturated with all of these different offerings. You can go onto any social media platform and they're everywhere. Like maybe it's an ebook, maybe it's a 4-week course. Not that you can do much in 4 weeks, but if you are here to give your gifts and to embody your gifts, and there is purpose there, you will always have space in the world. There is always more money for you. There is always the opportunity for you, because in alignment and in soul alignment is the best frequency that you can sit in, and the universe will reward you. You will receive by sitting in devotion for self. So
Mhm.
if you tell yourself that there's already so many people doing it, no one does what you can do.
Yeah.
And I've never met people that channel like I channel. I've never seen artwork like my artwork ever, not even close.
Yeah.
I have heard people channel master guides, and channel light language, but completely different. We all have our different gifts and our different abilities, and we need we need more of us.
We do. I mean, the way the world is, and we're going through like the next 9 years, there's going to be even bigger shifts in duality and
Yeah.
transitions. And this is why we need people that are ready to support the next wave. So it's like this is a calling. This is your life's work. This is, I was in the game of careers for 11 years. This is the if you want to have a career that is truly aligned to your soul, this is the way forward. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're doing this, but you will use your gifts in some way to be part of your purpose, whatever that is for you. This is what this work does.
Mhm.
Like for you now, kind of taking everything to a close, what would you say? Like, how do you see yourself now? Like, what identity have you stepped into? Like, how does it feel to actually now call yourself a psychic, a channel, a healer? Like, how does that land in your body that this is what you are now? Like, you always were it, but
I always was. I like to refer myself as a cosmic oracle,
I love
because
that.
I'm pulling through the galactic in a palatable way. Um, I am calling myself a healer. I call myself an artist. I do call myself a psychic to some people.
Mhm.
There's this like warmth that radiates through you in alignment. It's like you instantly smile, you feel the joy, you feel the purpose, you have this knowing. It's it feels like the reward when you would go to the doctor as a kid and you'd be given a lollipop after
So,
whatever experience.
yeah.
Like my adult reward of spirituality is to be able to be like, yes, I am a cosmic oracle, I am a channeler, I have the ability to communicate light language, I can travel out of these realms.
Mhm.
Like I have permission more than ever to be who I am authentically. And I really don't give a fuck what people think of me anymore. And to be in that position now at my age is huge, like
Huge.
massive, especially coming from such a conditioned environment like recruitment.
And life.
Yeah, and life.
100%.
Yeah.
And this is honestly what it is. This is again why I called the Rebel Psychic School, because rebels are, you're here to walk to the beat of your own drum, right? You're here as a nonconformist. You're here to do your thing the way that you are here to do it. Nobody, not like anyone else's. And this is like why I fly this flag. And this is why I don't hear so many people talking about this. It's like, this is my thing. This is like, I'm here to bring you into who you are, because there's no one like you. It's like a fingerprint. There's no one has your fingerprint. And that is the thing that I am so good at seeing in people, is who they truly are, how they're meant to work with their gifts, and what they're here to do. Like that gives me like so much fucking joy. I can't even explain.
That's
Um,
what we did in recruitment for so long, is you see people get the jobs that they've already dreamed of. And now you
yeah,
get to see people like me step into my power that I've always known
yeah,
and dreamed of.
yeah. And their soul work. What is their job? What is their purpose? Like on a whole new level. When you've been doing so, just to I just want to kind of like think upon this, when you've done sessions for people, light language sessions, readings, channeled work for people, what has the feedback been? How has that felt for you when you've been doing it for other people?
It's very euphoric.
Yeah,
It can be very out of body
yeah.
because
Not for you.
like I have been able to bring unbreakable love into a room of someone that hasn't felt the love of a passed on loved one for a decade. And to be able to provide those kind of opportunities for people to reconnect, like you don't have words for that. And even talking about it now, my whole body tingles. Like the sensations that I feel are euphoric. Like it's so much. Um, I've had people come back to me and things have just changed for them instantly. Um, I think the biggest experience that I've had today was to be able to guide my dad into connecting with his dad who's in spirit, and for him to be able to have a conversation with him, and for him to feel that he was with him and there and part of our conversation, and that he now knows how to connect with him when he has a question, or if he feels him around, and he can get confirmation that he's there. And something that I've realized with this work is that one of our guides is our ancestor. It could be your father, it could be a grandfather, it could be an auntie or someone. They work alongside your higher self. They're probably the closest in reach of someone that you can connect with in just their frequency. And I have the ability to be able to connect a living person with a soul in the afterlife, if we want to call that, and for them to be able to feel like they are together, like that's priceless. You can't put any monetary value or emotion that can take away the joy or love or surprise or whatever that sitter feels and whatever it shows on their face. Like you'll never see someone smile greater than when they feel the love of a passed on loved one.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And what about when you're channeling light language, when you're channeling healing? Like, how is that received by the people that you've done it for?
I have been able to completely shift stored emotion in someone's body instantly. And then there's still healing that takes on for days afterwards. A lot of my light language healings take 72 hours for the true healing to be complete. So they can feel a shift instantly. And then within 3 days, they're a completely different version of themselves because we've dropped the weight of something that was clogging them, or we have then given them permission to step forward when they felt stuck. Like I am, and I say we because it's not me. Like it's me and my three galactic alien buddies that come on every single journey with me.
Yeah.
Like, I am just the portal of this. I have been given this divine gift to be able to heal the masses over time. I will heal hundreds of people this way. I can see that I will end up teaching people this, because the ability to use our voice is so much more powerful when it's spoken out loud. And words have hold meaning, but light language holds a frequency that vibrates through all of you. And what else does that? Like, music can do it to an extent. You can feel music, but that music doesn't have the intention to shift the blocks or the limitations or whatever's holding that person back. An illness, for example, like, I can help shift headaches out of people, like, by using my voice.
Mhm.
That's priceless.
It is. And this is a beautiful thing, like the voice, like our spoken word or our light language or the information that comes through using our voice, it's all a unique frequency. And this is part of the healing journey. Whether you're channeling a message for someone, whether you're channeling guidance, whether you're channeling their spirit guide, whether you're channeling their ancestor, or whether you're channeling healing through the vessel of your voice or through just energy, it's all energy. Whether no matter what tool you use, your voice, your hands to move energy or manipulate energy, it's all an expression of yourself that can do so many amazing things. And when you know how to work with your unique frequency and how you're uniquely meant to express and what your unique source is for that, it's like, it's all the things that you've described, all the feelings. That's why I asked you that question, because I'm like, it's so cool to sit and go, oh my God, how amazing this is. Like the gratitude that you can have for the things that you can do, not just for yourself and your own life, but for other people is what it's about and what we're truly here for.
And then if we loop back around to when I was a child and I was never understood, it's like I get to heal my inner child every time that I do this. And I was spent so many years of people not understanding me and just being put to the side because it was too hard.
Mhm.
Where what was too hard for other people now is now a healing modality. It now does so much more than what they tried to, or what blocked me previously.
Mhm.
Like, from not being understood, I still don't understand it. I
Yeah.
do understand it. I don't understand the words, because the words don't make sense.
Yeah.
In English, they don't make sense.
Yeah.
But I understand the feeling and I understand the power and the intention that goes behind it.
Hmm.
It's so much more powerful than anything I
Yeah.
could have ever imagined.
And it's so funny. I always see people that have like either speech impediments or issues with their voice or shyness, which was me, or anything to do with like voice and language. We are the biggest people that are here to use our voice to be messengers for clarity, for healing, for reality shift, for to cut through the bullshit of what is true and what is not true. And this is what the world needs beyond everything.
Yeah. And I had been silenced up until I left my corporate career.
Yeah.
So it was only like a 12 months ago, 18 months ago, that I truly had no one affecting or impacting the choice of me expressing myself authentically.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's really powerful. And that would have never happened if I never did this work. I would still be conditioned and controlled with my voice.
Yeah. 100%. Because it's like once you have a direct line to truth and you trust, like truly, truly trust your own truth, like your own compass, it's unwavering and unshaking. Like no one can tell you different. Like you cannot be manipulated, you cannot be waylaid, you cannot be fear-mongered. It's like it is the biggest superpower. Like, and this is what we need in this world, for everyone to trust their own authentic truths. How amazing is that?
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Hmm. Yay. So, if you could describe your experience in one sentence before we go, what would that be? One sentence. Can we do one sentence?
We can try. I would say that your magic is created through the devotion of your practices. And this will give you everything that you need as that foundation.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And who would you recommend the Rebel Psychic School to?
Um, everyone. Like I said, I think everyone should do this work. Anyone that has a level of curiosity around energy, do it. Anyone that works with people, whether they are nurses, whether they work in retail, hospitality, and they feel drained every single day, do this because you will learn ways to manage your energy that you have more control than what you did before. Any spiritual teachers that feel like they are missing that foundation to their practice, to their toolbox, that have been taught how to do things but not given the practical fundamentals and still live with question marks around things, do the program.
Mm, yeah,
Like everyone should do the program. But
everyone.
if you've listened to this conversation and you want to be able to embody a life like I am embodied and you have embodied, the faster you say yes to yourself, the faster you can have this life. But there is no time. Time doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. And it's so true. It's like we say yes to things, otherwise we keep repeating the same cycles. And it's
Yeah,
like the things that you can do now by your gifts opening and where your life is now taking you to this place of complete shift, but the fulfillment that's coming from that is like if you didn't do that, you'd still be doing the same thing in the hamster wheel of discomfort or challenge or whatever that is. And I'm
yeah,
not saying this journey isn't uncomfortable because when we're asked to make changes, it is, but we have the tools to navigate anything that come up for us, right?
absolutely. And it's in the darkness that you find the light, and that light always shines so much brighter after you've been through it.
Yeah. Oh, I love
And
that.
if you, a lot of people choose to invest in themselves, right? They may go to the gym, they may invest in seeing a psychologist every single week, which we love.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people invest in their physical body, their mental body. When was the last time you invested in your spiritual body?
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you what we are entering now and what the next foreseeable 5 years, even this year alone, if
Mm-hmm.
you have a connection with your spiritual body, you will never feel lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you will feel lost in this world if you're not looking after that.
Yeah.
So invest in yourself, invest in your spiritual body, the same way you invest in your physical, your emotional, and your mental.
Yeah, 100%. And if you feel you have a calling, like we both knew at some point of our journeys that we
Yeah.
weren't meant for what we were doing,
Yeah.
like although, successful, had this on paper, it's like something deep down was like, this is not where I'm meant to be. I don't know exactly what that looks like yet, but there's more. Like I know there is more for me than what I am currently living. Like that in itself is the calling.
Yeah,
And it's just
absolutely.
opening the path to said calling ultimately.
100%. And I will say, any of our neurodivergent brothers and sisters out there, this course is so achievable if you have a spicy brain.
Yeah.
And
I have
all
lots of spicy brains in my
we
world.
love spicy brains. And it's the people with the spicy brains that tend to have the gifts that the world is waiting for.
I love that. It's so true. Do you know how many ADHD neurodivergent people that are in my world are my clients and students? So many. Like
Yeah.
so many. And this is
Yeah.
where it's like this is where the personalized mentorship because of a challenge or something that someone's experiencing with their gifts is different to someone else in the group is then where I can channel and be like, this is what's coming up for you and this is what you need to do and this is how we need to do it
Mhm.
specifically for you. That's the magic. This is not like a one stop, like a one size fits all. This is like, how can we help each other to understand how yours activates and works and you get even though it's a group program, you get the individualized support and guidance, because that's what I channel for you, right? And then we get everyone else to channel for it as well. So it's just like it's a smorgasbord of like support and guidance. And I love
Oh,
that.
100%. Yeah, it is a group program, but it is an individual program more than it is a group program. And you will receive so much guidance from you in the live calls, or even just by watching some of the replays. You will
Yeah.
find something that speaks to you because you're channeling everyone's energy. The containers that you create are for everyone that's sitting with you. So the messages is for you.
Yeah. Totally, totally. And then also we have like a chat in between as well. So in between the weekly calls, if anything comes up, then we've got a group chat as well. So like it's yeah, it's the support that you need when any of these things are shifting, when any you're going through these massive, like you said, a gift can just come online. You're like, what the fuck is that? It's having that support, not just by me, but as the group and collective, that is honestly like immeasurable, priceless.
Absolutely. And then we've got the Soul Circle group as well, the monthly membership. Like those calls will just add extra value to you and another sense of community. And in that container, there's such a wide range of different levels of where we're at spiritually. And we get to learn from each other and we get to be of witness of what is possible as well. So if
Mm.
you've thought about joining that community and maybe you're not ready to invest in the school now, come join the Soul Circle, because you'll get a taste of what the magic is and you'll start to build the foundations to get ready for the big hitter of the Psychic Rebel School.
I love that. I love that. Who needs a sales? Who needs a sales pitch when I have you? This is
Can't
so
take the
good.
recruitment out of a girl, can you?
You really can. You really can. I love that. That is so good. And where can people find you? Tell everyone what you're doing now, what you're offering, and where can they find you?
Yeah, awesome. So I have a YouTube for an expression of my art and a Instagram
Mhm.
at Cosmic Oracle Art. There is a TikTok coming because Spirit is telling me that I need to go into that land. This millennial girl was really challenged by that, but you'll see me there soon.
Will.
And my offerings are, you can purchase my art directly on eBay, or a unique coding just for you, a light language piece just for you, through a link in my bio on Instagram, or you can message me directly and we can have a conversation about it. I also do one-on-one readings, be that this can go anywhere. We can connect you to a passed on loved one and start building that relationship with spirit, or it can be a psychic reading. A lot of the time light language comes through as well, or if you're wanting to explore light language for a healing modality for something that you're feeling blocked, then we can have a conversation. My DMs are open
Mhm.
and we can see what magic we can create by clearing some of the blockages.
Yes, if you're interested in any of that, if you feel the call to go check out Rebekah, then go to her Instagram and all of her links will be on her bio. I'll also put all of her details in the show notes below, so you can just click on that and go in and experience the wonder that is Beck herself and her beautiful
And
magic.
also, I have rebel spelt in my name, guys. I'm born for this.
You are born for it. Honestly, there's a reason I attract the rebels. Like this is who I am for. I am for the rebels. I am for people that want to shake things up and do things very uniquely, very differently. Like that's my patterning. So thank you so much for being here. Such a great conversation. I mean, we could talk for hours and hours and hours, but I think we need to probably put a cap in this right now. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for showing up, for sharing your experience, sharing yourself, sharing your magical gifts. This is only the beginning, and I'm so excited to see what happens for you.
Thank you so much, Gillian. The pleasure is all mine. And if anyone has questions about the school and they want to know from my experience as a student, my DMs are always open to have those kind of conversations as well. And I will be as real as
As real as me.
yeah, literally.
I love that. Thank you so much
Thank
for that.
you.
Thank you so much, guys. If you liked this episode, then please comment whatever your feedback was. as long as it's nice. But if it's not, that's okay too. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. See you later.